Hey, what's up everyone? Mark Feldman here from Bang the Drum School. We're gonna do another beginner's lesson today. If you saw the lesson, your first 3 drum beats, then this is the follow-up to that, where we're gonna teach you how to read music using those 3 beats as examples. Now, if you haven't seen that video, you should go back and check it out now. Then come back and see us. What I'm gonna do is explain, we're gonna show the notation for each of those 3 beats on screen, and I'll explain what it all means. For the very first drum beat I showed you in your first 3 drum beats, check out this notation. So we're gonna see 4 vertical lines next to each other. There's this horizontal box with lines and spaces. That box is called a measure. The different lines and spaces tell you what drums and cymbals to play. In reading for melodic instruments, there are these tones that the different lines and spaces represent. But for drums, it's the actual physical things that we're hitting. Hi-hat, that's the X's across the top. You see those 4 X's. Snare drum, that's the second space from the top. There's a little black note. You see that 1 snare drum note in this example. And then bass drum is the line, the space at the bottom. The notation is hi-hat and bass drum, hi-hat on its own, hi-hat and snare drum, hi-hat. Those are the 4 steps. And let's show you the example of what that beat really looks like with all the 8th notes in the measure. Right, an 8th note just means that it takes 8 notes to fill up 1 measure of 4/4 time. And that's what you see on screen right now. And the way you count those notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And let's take a look at the second of your first 3 drum beats as I explained it in that video. So again, there's 4 notes. This time it's hi-hat and bass drum, right? X and the bottom space. And then we see that again, X and the bottom space, so that happens twice. And then it's X and the snare drum, right? X and the second space from the top. And then it's an X by itself. So those are the 4 steps I explained. Actually, it's really gonna look like this next thing, where there's 8 notes. The actual cymbals and what lines and spaces they're on is the same. But the thing I just showed you is a simplified way for me to ease you into learning it. These 8 notes is what it would actually look like in 4/4 time in a measure, and you'd count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the mnemonics of the counting. All right, so let's get rid of that. And now take a look at this last set of 4 notes, which corresponds to the third of your first 3 drum beats. Hi-hat by itself, hi-hat, bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, hi-hat. And now take a look at what that notation looks like in the real drum notation, 4/4 time in a measure of 8th notes. So you want to learn how to play your drum beats and count that out loud at the same time. It's going to be very helpful to you later to learn how to count. So now I'm just going to play those 3 beats. Let's put them up one by one. I'm going to play each one 4 times and see if you can follow along with the notation. See how that notation corresponds to what I'm doing. So I'd be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here's the third of your first 3 drum beats in notation. Again, I'm going to play it 4 times, just like I've played the other 2 4 times. I hope this is clear now. You know how those beats go, how they sound, and now you should know what they look like on paper. You're on your way. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Mark Feldman here from Bang the Drum School, where drumming is joy. If you're liking these videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel.